So, why does a simple disagreement so often feel like an all-out war? It turns out it's not really about who's right or wrong. It's about what's happening way, way deep inside your brain's ancient wiring.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? You're in the shower or driving home, and bam, the perfect comeback hits you hours after the argument is already over. There's actually a name for it, staircase wit. But the real question is, why is it always so fashionably late?
Well, here's the thing. The problem isn't your wit, it's your wiring. What you're actually experiencing is this incredibly powerful survival mechanism, like a biological override that just takes over your mind and your body the second you feel challenged. So let's dive into this. This is what I call the brain's social battlefield. And to really get why arguments feel so incredibly intense, you have to wrap your head around a pretty wild idea. To your brain, a war of words, well, it isn't just a debate over facts. It is treated as a literal, honest-to-goodness fight for survival. And this is the absolute key. See, we humans are hyper-social animals. For our ancestors, getting kicked out of the tribe wasn't just embarrassing. It was a death sentence. You'd be left alone to face predators or starvation. And that ancient primal rule, your brain has not forgotten it. Okay, and this is where it gets really fascinating. Just look at this breakdown. On that top line, you've got your classic biological threats, predators, starvation. The brain's interpretation? Simple, a fight for survival. Now look at the second line, social threats, things like rejection or just losing an argument. And the brain's interpretation, it's exactly the same. To those ancient parts of your brain, social rejection feels every bit as dangerous as coming face to face with a tiger. So what happens when your brain flags one of these social threats? It doesn't just, send a little worried thought. No. It triggers a massive, full-body alarm system. And just like that, a war of words instantly becomes a war of biology. So, what's the actual trigger? Well, it all kicks off with something scientists call a social prediction error. Think about it. You make a point in a conversation, and you're kind of expecting people to nod along, right? But instead, you get challenged. That sudden gap between what you expected and what actually happened sends this blaring alarm signal straight to your brain. And the message is clear. Your social standing is under attack. And get this all happens in a fraction of a second. The threat is detected, the alarm goes off, and immediately your body just responds with that full-on fight or flight cascade. Your heart starts pounding, your muscles get tense. It's only after all of that physical chaos is underway that your conscious brain finally catches up and tries to make sense of it, slapping a label on it like anger or anxiety. There's actually a technical name for this process. It's called interoceptive inference. It's a fancy way of saying your emotion of, say, anger doesn't just pop into existence. Your brain infers it. It feels your heart racing, it notices your face is getting hot, and it combines those signals with the context. Hey, that person just attacked my idea. And that's what creates the conscious feeling we call anger. Your body is reacting way before your logical mind even has a chance to chime in. Okay, so this brings us right back to our original question, doesn't it? If your body is so busy gearing up for this biological battle, what on earth is happening to the part of your brain that's supposed to be coming up with all those clever comebacks? Well, think about it from your brain's perspective. When that internal alarm is screaming, it has to make a choice with its limited energy and resources. What's more important right now, being clever or surviving? And yeah, evolution has already made that choice for you a long, long time ago. Survival always wins. This chart right here shows the trade-off perfectly. Look, when survival mode is off, your prefrontal cortex, that's your logic and speech center, it's running on high. But the moment survival mode kicks on, all that precious energy gets rerouted. Activity in your logical prefrontal cortex just plummets. And instead, the amygdala, your brain's little defense alarm, it lights up like a Christmas tree. Your brain isn't just choosing to be illogical. It's actively pulling the plug on logic to pour all its resources into survival. And the result of that? Well, it's all those super frustrating things we experience in the middle of an argument. You get that tunnel vision, right? Latching onto some tiny, irrelevant point. Or your mind just goes completely blank. You literally can't string a coherent sentence together, even though you know the topic inside and out. That's your prefrontal cortex basically being starved of resources.
And so here's the big aha moment. It's only when you walk away, when you finally feel safe again, that the survival alarm switches off. Your brain can finally reroute power back to your prefrontal cortex. It's like it reboots. And that's the moment,
hours later in the shower that your perfect comeback finally, gracefully arrives. Now, I know this all might sound a little bleak, like we're just puppets of our own biology, but here's the cool part. Understanding this whole mechanism actually gives us a totally new way to think about what it even means to be persuasive and articulate. Let's try to redefine the word eloquence for a second. It's not just about having a big vocabulary or knowing a bunch of fancy rhetorical tricks. From a brain science perspective, true eloquence is the ability to manage your own internal state. It's the skill of keeping that fight or flight response in check so that your logical brain can stay online, even when you feel like you're under attack. So the next time you see someone stay totally calm and collected in a really heated debate, I want you to realize something. You're not just watching a great speaker. You're watching someone who is, in that moment, winning a battle with their own biology. And that leaves us with a final, crucial question. How can you learn to win that battle too?